G'day, guys. I'm well. I am well. Ugh. Whew, lots going on, eh? Lots going on. I'll just wait for a couple more people to jump in, then I'll flicker up, and we'll be good to kick off. I have got my eyes wanting to be in another head right now. Yeah, been spending some time looking at these charts. Which is good. I love what I do. It's just a lot going on this morning. A lot going on indeed. Literally on the beach right now in Agnes Waters in central Queensland, about to listen to TraderCobb. My name's Craig. G'day. Agnes Waters, good spot. You should be out there fishing, mate. Cracking fishing up that way. Got a couple of mates up there. Anyway, let's jump in and make this work. Let's go charts and Craig, and there we have it. I am down in your bottom right hand corner. Now, of course, good day to all of you that are watching this across different parts of the world. If you've just woken up, it's a good morning to wake up to. I'll tell you that much. We have seen Bitcoin, smash through 10,000. Didn't just tickle through. It just went kaboom, straight through. It's been an absolute blinder. One of the excuse me, sorry if I'm a bit, sound a bit funny or coughing. I got this gnarly cold at the moment, which kind of sucks, but I do apologize for the coughing and spluttering. First day I've been able to be really back into it. Bottom line is this, guys. It's if we consider what happened at 6,000, okay, so we were talking about 10,000 being an issue, possibly. Let me pull up the Coinbase chart here. And just work through some history here. I think it's really important. Look at 6,000 through here on Coinbase. Recall that, remember? Bang, bang, bang. Everyone's going, 6,000, 6,000. It's the number to beat. And I watched that as it broke through there. There was nearly no selling at all. It just sort of went straight through. No problem whatsoever. It just kind of threw two fingers to the market and went, nah, I ain't having it. And we just busted straight up through it, right? We just busted straight up through it. At 10,000, that was the number. I talked about this, actually the level that I was looking at, because I traded the XBT on BitMEX, was actually 9,900 through here. I've been talking on the podcast a little bit about it. A couple of tests back here. It wasn't any significant level. It was sort of leading into 10,000, but 10,000, we just went bang, straight up, straight through. And, there's a combination of things that sort of helped it through. I think one of the best things that we saw was what we saw go on with the Facebookers. 08 was the time I studied. Yeah, on the Facebook. They talk about Libra, bringing it back into the media about cryptocurrency. People then go and have a look at Bitcoin and what's going on. And of course, it's going up. I've got a theory around who I think the next participants into the market will be. I believe that those that are between sort of the ages, and look, it's going to be very different age groups, but I think a lot of volume is likely to come from a new marketplace. So a market that I understand very well. I've been in it for 13 years. It's a traditional investor. And what they like to do is that, these people between sort of 40 and 65 and above, right? What they do is they actively, these with more affluent, they got more money, right? More disposable income. They're actively investing in stocks in a portfolio that is outside of their super. Okay, so these are people that are active in markets, right? Often what happens is they'll watch a market. They know what a boom and a bust is. They know what a bubble is. And yeah, look, the 2017 market cycle was a bubble. It doesn't mean that a bubble can't burst and then be refilled again. It's like a balloon. You let the balloon go and it goes, and then you can blow it up again, right? And after you stretched it out once, the next time you blow it up, you can probably blow it up bigger. So what they didn't want to do is they don't want to buy it while it's on a parabolic nuts run. They don't want to buy it at the top. They don't want to buy it at the bottom. Well, now we've seen momentum coming back in, and look at it. It's good, consistent buying. It's acting like a market. It's looking really nice. So they're coming back into our playground. And that's what we want to see. Now, these people tend to not start with $500 or a couple of thousand. They've got tens of thousands. So that could make our next parabolic run absolutely insane. And what it will do is, with this Facebook conversation around Libra going global, of course, the world has woken up. The markets are moving, and the world is now aware that Bitcoin thing. Now, wasn't even called a scam last year. Well, actually, no. All the big companies that were filling the brains of those people with mush are now involved in the space. Well, what do you know? There's some more legitimacy. So I think we'll see the potential for some really big moves. I think it's really interesting what is occurring, who is coming into the market, and the way the market is going. Now, what I'm seeing here, I spoke about this the other day. I'd seen good buying momentum, but nothing too wild. Now, let me show you a couple of theories or a couple of things that I use. Now, let's have a look. Let me use this little tool here. The last time we had a run before a pullback, we went from here to here, 67%. Alrighty. Let me just zoom that puppy out a bit and let's do it again here. From the low of that move, we're going to go 67%. Now, this is not a measure of which we will definitely achieve, but it gives us a bit of an idea about how much extension we have before we pull back. Now, that's only now, all right? So that takes us to 12,515. Let me write that down, 12,515. Now, I don't pull numbers out of thin air. I don't have a play around. Yes, for anybody who wants to go and have a crack at me, I'm more than open for you to do that. About my call that I was saying, I think we could see 6,000 or 6,600 down to 6,000. Again, I reversed my opinion as the market changed. As we came in lower high, lower low, pulled in 8,000, rejected it, broke the lows, everything was looking on point. Then that big candle came and threw it out of order. Then I changed my mind, and I've been long since the break at 8,089. I think my entry price was. Let me tell you exactly because it's on my right shoulder. 8,090.5 because I've got $1 or so of slippage. There you go. So yeah, we've got to be able to adapt and work in with what's going on. So yeah, I did that based on this ruler again, as to working out how much of a pullback we get when we get these pullbacks. Now, are we in this period here where it's been absolutely nuts? I don't know yet. I haven't got enough evidence there at the moment. It would certainly look like we are in a very strong market right here, and that's why I use that extension of that 67% to get us to 12 on a bit. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to go in a straight line, but we may actually get there, and it gives me an understanding as to what could potentially be there. Now, I've been long since back here. It shows it here on my entry on a Bitcoin breakout trade, and one of my apprentices, lucky bugger. Well, not lucky, he just did his job. He took that one back there, $50 stop. I mean, that's a life-changing trade right there. He's kicking ass, and he's taking names, I think is what they say. So there's been some great opportunities. Now, here's another one I want to come to. So let me conclude on Bitcoin. I don't see that we're done yet. I think that there's certainly more potential upside. We haven't seen, look at this day. This is a 13% day. We saw another 12% day. Typically, when the candles start to get really big is when you start to get closer to that pullback taking place. Now, of course, we haven't. Maybe today is going to be a big candle. I don't know, but yesterday 7.3. It's getting there, but we're still seeing consistent buying momentum coming in. Depending on how long it takes these people that got interested by the Libra and the news again that are coming back to open their accounts to their KYC and come into the market, if I'm correct in my theory around that, then it might be we might continue to see this continuing on higher and higher and higher. But I don't have a crystal ball. We do have a nice run. It's not massively overextended for this market, and I want to show you a few things across the top 10 as well that I think that are important. It's on Ethereum here. I've been watching this resistance, and you'll note there'll be resistance on Ethereum. There's some there on Litecoin, XRP, Cardano, and Tron, I think it is. So we'll zone in on that. Hone in on that. With Ethereum now, we've popped through that 279. Have a look at this. Old support becomes new resistance. Sometimes it sure does. Well, look what happened here. Bang, off she goes. A beautiful kiss of death of that old support. So old resistance level acting as support. Time for a sip of coffee. God, that stuff's good, isn't it? So yeah, it's really filled its boots. It's having a fantastic run. Now, I am looking for trades. I'm actively active. I'm actually got a tiny little long on Ethereum against the dollar right now. And I've got a couple of trades. I keep cocking my head over here just to make sure everything's going as planned. Oh, sweet. Sammy, you're coming to the live event in Sydney. It's going to be so much fun, and we couldn't have timed it better by the look of it, with these markets having a good pump right now. So pushing it through here. I want to see a pullback, all right? Round number 300, no one gave two hoots about that. It's a really strong looking chart. Let me just back out a bit and go to that daily again. What have we got here? High, higher low, higher high. Broken resistance, convergence there. Just to back that up, drop down a time frame. So you can see this high to this high, convergent. It's ready. I am waiting for my opportunity. I would like to I would certainly like to see this market kick on and then give me a nice pullback there. That's really what I'm after. If we come down to these lower time frames, look, it's doing a little bit of a party dance in here. It is quite extended on some of the other time frames. Yeah, you could be long somewhere in here. The 30-minute, yeah, I guess it's sort of in the cradle zone too. We'll have to wait and see what goes on there. But I'm with these higher market cap tokens, like Bitcoin, of course, like Ethereum, and many of these others in this top 10. I am happy to, I guess, go to some of the lower time frames. And the reason I'm cool to do that is quite simply put, they've got the liquidity. They've got the volume. So I can get the trades that I want to get. Okay, it takes the slippage factor away from me significantly when this happens. So I am actively watching these lower time frames now as we do have such a strong run. The Fibonacci booster type strategy, that's what I'm looking at the moment. It's a really killer strategy. Now I didn't take anything back here, but let me just check this out. See if I can give you a bit of an example here. Oh, look, it was pretty close there, wasn't it? 279 with a 50%, hit it on the nose and ran, but I'm not going to say that was because it wasn't perfect. But that's the sort of thing I'm looking for. I'm looking to use that Fibonacci booster for those tradings. For those trades that I am trying to get filled in, because I'm happy to trade those lower time frames, but I've got to be careful, minimize that risk. EOS was a great trade the other week. Got stopped out up here. Not the hugest of profits, but it's now starting to kick on. Look at this, higher low, higher high. I'd like to see it have a bit more of an effort. It could do a bit more work for me there. I'd be happy with that. And it's just taking its goddamn time at the moment. Oops, what have I done? What have I done? Hang on, give me a second. I've broken something. There we go. Hang on. Sorry, and I need that up. Sorry, I stuffed something up there. So yeah, I'd like to see that get a bit of a kick on there. Now this 4 hour, it's starting to, but I want to see a bit more conviction from EOS as it stands right now. No resistance really there. We've popped through it. Stellar Lumens is the most ugly looking chart out there right now. This is against calculated on TradingView by Bittrex. But it's just a nothing. I'm not even going to talk about that. XRP, here's another one with some resistance ahead. Now, we saw Ethereum, what happened through resistance. We got a bit up around this 40. It's not an exact level, but it's kind of around. You can obviously see it. If you want to draw in pennants or whatever you want to draw, you go for it. I don't trade that way. But yeah, it's definitely there, and I'd love to see us push through that. If we can get through that 48 or 40, about 48 cents, I think XRP's got a real good run. I love trading this market too. I think it's a fantastic one. Trends well, plenty of volume. Litecoin's just had a pop straight through. It needs to clear it a bit better. Look at this little holding, break above there. Away we go, and then I'll be looking to trade on Litecoin. I was looking at this earlier. That candle just got a bit big for me. That could have been a cradle. It could have been a small risk trade, but it was just a bit on the nose, really, from my point of view. I'm not in any rush to be FOMOing into trades. I want to take trades. I want to take good trades. Bit of resistance there on Bitcoin Cash. I'm happy to leave that, but once again, we pop through there. I'll be looking for trades to buy the bounce. That's the way that I trade. Binance is ticking along quite nicely, but it's against US dollar tether, and I'm not going to give up any Bitcoin for the time being. Even though you look at this here, little cradle there. Look, it broke down before it broke up, but my point is it's pulling back into that zone really nicely. Another pullback would represent another opportunity to trade, but like I say, I'm not too keen on leaving Bitcoin for the time being. I just think it looks too strong at the moment. Tron has just popped through a little bit of a resistance level. Let me just jump into here and I'll show you. You can. I mean, look, it's not precise. It wasn't. Excuse me. It wasn't exact enough, really. I mean, you could have. Could I have traded this? Let's have a look. I didn't. I'll tell you that much. You'd have to take it as it breaks through here. It's a bee's dick break. So how big is a bee's dick? It's really small. When it breaks through there. It's just a bit thin. Look, when I go to the 15, look how thin it is. Now, how can I tell you the volume here is thin? Because I read charts. I don't need a volume indicator to tell me if there's much volume, because you can look at it. Do you know what I mean? You spend enough time reading charts, or if you let me teach you, you'll understand what this means. A gappy chart like this is it's too much risk for me. If you're going to have a decent sized position like I will have, I can't risk that. I don't want slippage. Slippage is where you get taken out at a different level to where you're going to get filled. But it's a nice little breakout. I can see some more upward momentum there for Tron starting to kick in. And finally on the top 10 is Cardano. Again, another one with resistance there. Check it out. We're talking about 10 cents really. You break above that 10-cent mark, and then all of a sudden, if we just zoom out a bit like that, look, we've got blue skies ahead, ladies and gentlemen, all the way to the bank. Again, another option there to keep an eye on. But today, Bitcoin is the dominant number one, numero uno, in the top 10. It is moving onwards and upwards, and as we see right now, it's just had another little bounce from the cradle zone on the 15-minute time. Don't FOMO. Be cool. Trade well, okay? Trade well. And if you want to find out more about how we trade or I trade, get across to TraderCobb.com. Heaps of free stuff there. Take your time, do what you got to do. But I wanted to go live and show you guys exactly what it is that I'm looking at and how I'm planning it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy, guys. Not many questions, so that's fine. I shall just bode you farewell and wish you a great weekend. Cheers, guys. Take it easy. Bye.